Breaking news.
Hi guys, so install this frontal wig with me as a beginner. So the hair I'm using today is a synthetic wig from Ebony line. So this is how it looks on the website. Never worked with this brand before, any synthetic hair, but I heard the lace of these wigs are usually very good, and I decided to give it a try. I didn't need to pluck it or do any customization because it came pre-plucked, and then it's called Rational in a color 2. So that's what I'm gonna be installing. This is how the lace looks, and right now I'm just trying to map out the hairline with my brow pencil. You could use a chalk or whatever. Now I'm cutting out a hole in the hairs, by the hairs. That way I'm able to analyze where to place the lace properly. After that, I would then put it over my hairs, and I use the bold old glue to achieve my board cut method. I prefer glue to spray because it's just a lot easier for me. I'm able to control where I want to place it and how I want it to look, how I want the bold cut method to come out. Then I use my foundation to match the wig cap to my skin so it's a bit more seamless, and I wouldn't want my hair peeping through the lace. I do this with a foundation a bit closer to my skin tone, after which I would then go in with the air dryer to dry out the glue and then cut out the excess lace on the wig cap. I do this very carefully because I would really want it to be easier for me to place the lace on my hair after this. So I take my time to cut out all the lace and then I put a glue on it. The glue I use is also the same glue I put on the wig cap when I was gluing down the wig cap. So I do that 3 times. Depending on how long I intend to keep the wig on for, I then use the air dryer to dry down the glue after each layer. Then I go in with a foundation on the wig so that it could also blend in with my skin much better. I place the wig on my head and then try to make sure that it is seated properly. And then I put the wig back so I'm able to really like focus on how the placement is, I will fit on my hairline. I will then go in with the black Ebony bottle spray to spray on the lace. After which I will then go over it with the bed aid. I use butt spray because of I just prefer to use them for better installment. It just works for me that way. I will spray that all over the lace. Before which I would then use the airband and then use the air dryer to dry them down. I do this for about a minute or two before I then go over with the air wax. After that, I then go over it with the hot comb just to pull the hair backward and just make the lace look a lot better and the front bit of the hair. And I use that for a couple minutes because I just want to make sure that everything is looking good. Then I take off the headband and please let me tell you when you find please tell me when you find the lace because this is looking good. And obviously I keep brushing the hair backwards just so I know where I'm focusing on while cutting the lace. I cut my lace in sections. A lot of people don't do that, but I just find it a lot better for me, and it's also beginner friendly, so you could do it as you want. But it just makes me really see what I'm cutting out, and basically just makes the whole process a lot easier for me. So I take my time to cut out the lace, and then after that, I put the airband back on, and then I go ahead with the rest of the installment. So right now, I'm just trying to see how I want to start it here. If I want to make it a side part or a middle part, so I'm trying to cut out, the part to see what really works for me. But that went on for about a minute or two because I wasn't really sure. Eventually, I decided to go with a side part because I like the way the chords were popping out with the side part, and so this was just me trying to cut out the part, and then I went in with the wax once again just to flatten it out, and then I went on with the hot comb just to melt in the wax and flatten it out a bit more. And then now this is how it looks. I really like how it was popping out, so I then went in to cut out a bit more of the cords because I didn't really want it to be too full or too long. So I needed the cords to actually be bouncy and look the way I usually see it look on people. So I was just trying to freestyle it. And I liked how it eventually turned out. It looked exactly just the way I wanted it to look. And this was me just trying to cut out my edges because I was going for just a little edges thin right at the side parts and area. I sent down a couple of people and I really liked how it turned out, so I felt like it was gonna work with this look. So this was me cutting out the hair, and then I was trying to see how it was gonna fit right in there. And then after that, I then decided to use my brush to try to place it the way I wanted it to come out, just to be sure it was the right amount and it was gonna make sense, it was gonna look good. So after that, I went ahead to use my razor to cut it out. And then after cutting it out, I then went in with a gel just to try to place down the edges before I went in with the mousse to lay it down properly. Spray the spray over the edges just so it holds the edges a bit longer, and then it holds it in place for as long as I want it to be. And yeah, I just freestyle it, keep freestyling it, keep trying to lay it down, keep trying to lay it down. And yeah, that goes on for about what, another 1 to 3 minutes. And after that, I use the mousse. The mousse I use is the little foams, and this is just to, try to work around how I really want the edges to be like. So this will make it a bit more flexible for me to really lay it properly. And yeah, now this was how it eventually turned out. I really like the final look. It actually did come out really nice. I like that was just the right length and volume I was going for. And yeah, this was me ready to go out. I had my outfit on already and I was just feeling myself once again because I really did like how it all turned out. This was my own way of installing it. If you have any questions or any tips and suggestions, please make sure to leave that in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching my video and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you. Bye.